Morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you're located. Really excited to be here with Stemfinity, representing Horizon Educational. My name is Max. I'm the educational sales specialist for Horizon. I'm here with my colleague Václav, who is based in the Czech Republic, who will discuss part of our Grand Prix program. I'm here to discuss our educational side, and also our DIY fuel cell car system, which is a really great program. And you can also enter in a giveaway. I'll be giving away one at the end of the month along with Stemfinity. So make sure, I'm sure after this, there'll be a link to enter in your details and you'll be entered in a fuel cell car giveaway, DIY fuel cell toy car giveaway. Um, so a little bit about Horizon Educational. So we've been partnering with Stemfinity for a few years now, and we are a producer of renewable energy science kits focused anywhere from elementary school through high school and even some technical education and beyond through universities. I'll be mostly talking about on the elementary to high school sector, and my colleague Bensa can talk a little bit more. Um, but for now, what I'll do is I will just introduce Bensa quick, if I can do that, so you can see who he is.
Hi.
This is my colleague Václav. He's responsible for our Grand Prix race, and I'll let him talk a little bit more about that before I get into the DIY.
Yep. Thank you, Maxi, for the introduction. Actually, as I could expect, I have now very small technical issues that I can see the possibility to share my screen. But I hope I'll manage somehow. So let me just
we can do it later if needed. All right.
No, it's fine. Let me just know that you can all share see my screen, or Maxi, if you can just confirm
Absolutely.
that you can see it.
It looks beautiful.
Perfect. So hello everyone. My name is Vince. I've been working with Horizon in the past 5 years actually. As you can probably tell, I'm not based in the US. I'm based in Europe, and in the past 5 years, I've had the responsibility in grow educational programs across the Europe and cooperating with the US team as well. Our main focus, or our main flagship in the past 5 years, was high school after school program Horizon Grand Prix, which was actually designed in a way that students learn about the renewable energy and potential of hydrogen technology through the hands-on experience while building 1 to 10 RC car. In addition to that, the program escalates in first national final, where they compare the solutions, or they build custom built cars together between other high schools from the country. And while the program grows, we had more and more countries. It makes more and more sense to become global, and we organize also the world finals. So the best students, and hopefully if the COVID situation allows it in a future, we'll get back to that as soon as possible. So maybe also your students could compete against students from all over the world. But let me go shortly through the presentation. So as I said, the Horizon Grand Prix was a 4-month educational program. It brings the 4-month preparation of building, testing, designing, upgrading your best of the best solutions, where at the end you test your designed solution, your designed car, and a 4-hour endurance race. This is important to say that it's endurance race. This is the great benefit of the hydrogen, that you could actually run 4 hours at the time and just changing the hydrogen fuel, which enables an extra experience that you try to stay on the track as long as possible and face upcoming problems that might happen on the track. And after all, we are glad to say that the program or the participation in the program is described by the students itself as a lifelong experience. The three possible or three main touch points of the program is, of course, renewable energy. It's necessary first steps that the students need to take. The students need to understand the benefits and also the drawbacks of the renewable energy. That it's not an ultimate and 100% solution to every single problem. They need to understand the pros and cons and contemplate the optimal solution. Gaining that knowledge or gaining that thinking patterns, they are trying to implement that into designing of the car. Every change or every action becomes is associated with reaction. They can see it already on the car, so every little change is you can easily see if your solution or if your upgrade is actually upgrade or if it's not working at all. The second touch point is, of course, the hydrogen, and in this case it's a profound name, green hydrogen, while we generating the hydrogen from electrolysis of the water electrolyzers. So the students actually get into the technology, not only the fuel cells, but the electrolyzer itself. And of course, hand in hand, it goes with the STEAM education. We developed or designed the program in a way that it touches not only the science and technology, but also engineering, math, and also arts, because we still focus on the design. Still, it's producing a car. It needs to be sexy. It needs to be appealing, and design plays a huge role in it. The educational objective of our program is, of course, to provide unique opportunity to teach not only chemistry and physics concepts applied or providing to the students interested in engineering for the automotive, not only automotive industry, but it's more likely to open these kind of concepts to the lifelong learning experience. One of the main benefits or key benefits that especially in Europe, where we focus more on individual, I can say that we focus more on individual projects. So this benefit is highly appreciated in Europe, where we can see that the program allows to work as a team, and every single piece of the team or every single part of the team matters. And every student has his own benefits, his own strong sides and his weak sides, and they can see that while working in a team, that the synergy and the let's say synergical effect of the team can help to grow their good sides. Of course, it's still based on the knowledge of chemistry, mathematics, physics, and as well as creativity and teamwork and creative problem solving. A lot of the problems are solved. Actually, a lot of the problems are created at the race itself. So you need to adapt, you need to improvise, and you need to learn how to act actually under the pressure and take the responsibility for your decisions. Briefly to the history and to the numbers, we started in the year 2016 and 2 countries, which was actually Czech Republic and United States. But over the years, we grow up till 12 countries. We have more than 500 students teams and more than 3,000 students. We grow our program from United States all over to Europe and also to the Russia and lastly, to the Arab world, United Arab Emirates, we had a race in Dubai. Unfortunately, in the year 2020, the COVID pandemic situation came, and we were not able to finish the world final in the biggest, let's say, uh, drive list on the past year. But I highly recommend to get the idea about the program. Check out our videos. Our colleagues will send you the links for the latest World Final from 2019. Uh, you'll receive a link into the chat. Check it out. It's definitely uh, worth to see, and it provides you a better idea what we are doing, what we are capable to do, what is actually happening, or what experience the students are having. Yeah, of course, every race has its own racetrack, so it's kind of like a Formula One where you had the different races and the drivers need to adapt. This is something also that needs you, or that forces you to become, let's say, more adaptive, more able to react to to the changes. And actually, those are the skills that are highly evaluated back, or in a feedback from the students, that those are the skills that they are appreciating the most, that it's literally the lifelong experience for them. uh, just a quick reminder that in United States we are proudly cooperating with Toyota, namely Toyota Mirai, which is the first hydrogen fuel cell car available on the market, and we will be cooperating with them hopefully in the next years. How it actually looks, and if your school are applied to the Horizon Grand Prix program, so your school is provided with the Horizon hardware. You can see the Horizon Energy box, which some of the parts will Max showing, and we'll be talking about. You receive H-cell, which is the fuel cell or the hydrogen powertrain unit that could be attached or adapted to the standard RC car. And as well as as I already mentioned, you or your school will receive hydrogen generators, so you can easily and mainly safely work with the hydrogen in your classroom. This is the uniqueness of the program itself. We also, of course, provide the support or educational support to the schools or to the school teams. We have full curriculum assets and program metrics that we analyze. Over the years, we grow, let's say, a student community that help each other, and we have video support, and then we used to run a FAQ section on our webpage that helps new teams to understand better how to cope with certain things, how to understand the car itself, what is worth to try, what is not worth to try because someone else already tried and had the experience that it's just not worth it, your energy. So over the years, we are happy to say that the program grows, that the community grows, and we are proud to continue. I would close it with, yeah, with the last slide where you can see actually the last World Final from the World Final 2019 that was held in Prague. The next World Final will be held hopefully in the next year, 2022, in Netherlands. And as you can see, we have students. All over the Europe and United States. We have about 80 teams, I believe, mostly located in California, but we are happy to grow to the other states as well. And yeah, as I said, it's a lifelong experience because who knows, maybe your school or your students can compete or can be amongst top 15 schools in the world, and maybe the students can tell that they are building the best hydrogen cars in the world, because that's what they are. uh, I would move it here to my colleague Max, but before I'll do it, I'd like to kindly invite you to visit our webpage, visit our social media. And as you can see, or as you can tell, the program Horizon Grand Prix was especially designed for the high school students, but we understand that it's also important to start in the earlier age. So we are now preparing a program for the elementary schools called Horizon DUI Race. And with that being said, I'll hand it over to Max. So Max, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you, Vensa. That was a lot of information and definitely great. So the Grand Prix is really our grand behemoth of programs, and really, at the end of studying our curriculum, that's when you have the grand, the big race that will take you, out of the U.S. It can take you, next year to Netherlands, and maybe we'll be expanding throughout the U.S. as we go. But as Vince said, in there we do have our DIY, which is the the giveaway that we are running right now. So if you do follow the link and sign up, you will be entered in for a giveaway. And so what it is it is a build your own car with a reversible fuel cell. So actually, you are producing your own hydrogen to power the motor, and all it is you are taking water, running it through an electrolyzer, and it's producing hydrogen. My colleague Vensa will explain it a bit more after this, but it is the cleanest form of energy that you can have. As Vensa said, we're actually partnered with Toyota and using their Toyota Mirai, and helping them, with the future of clean energy and producing or reducing the waste. So it's a very simple project. This one right here is actually a 3D chassis that one of our partners has made. If you do enter the giveaway, you'll get a wooden chassis, which you can do it yourself. You can decorate it however you want. You can make it out of the soda bottles, pop bottles, CDs, and it's very simple. These are storage tanks. One of these is hydrogen. This one is oxygen. If you look closely, you can actually see that there's more hydrogen than oxygen in there, as it is made from water, and water is H2O, which means there's 2 hydrogen molecules for 1 oxygen. So there is about double the hydrogen in there. After you produce the hydrogen, you simply connect the terminals. And unfortunately, I don't have the space to actually show you how it runs, but you will see immediately the wheels start turning. You can let it run, and it is completely safe. So the only byproduct with this is water. So there's no fossil fuels, there's no petrol or gasoline burning, there's no batteries, and it just runs. Give it a little bit more fuel like you're giving a car, and oop, I just popped it off. But you can see, if the more you give it, the more it will go. So it's a very cool way to actually grow and benefit our Earth. We also have some other ones that we have made. This is from Legos, so you can really get creative with this. Going on also to what Vensa was talking about in the Grand Prix, this is our Grand Prix car, and this is what will run for about 4 hours using the hydro sticks. And this is what is a lot of fun. You connect it with a controller, and it moves much quicker, much more fun than the DIY overall. But you're gonna have to study a lot, as this has a full fuel cell system in here to produce the clean energy. And with that being said, we basically talked about the DIY. We also have other products. This is a hydro car, which is Basically, it's a little bit more advanced than the DIY, where you can see the storage tanks. And this, you can power it with solar power, with a battery pack, with a wind turbine, anything like that. We also have our renewable energy science kits. Sorry, I'll turn that around. And with this, this focuses on solar and wind power. And so you can power this wind turbine here. If you make it go fast enough, it will produce the hydrogen, which then you can control these LED lights, for example. You can control a smaller wind turbine. You could even store the hydrogen and then start powering the car. So I'm sure that we've talked a lot about the educational kits, but we didn't actually talk about how the main system, how a fuel cell works. So I'll pop it over to Vince. I'll probably leave it on my screen because I'll show it to you as he talks about it. But he will explain how the system works, and I will show it on this small example I have over here. I will move the camera, so I apologize for the unsteadiness.
Right, perfect. So now we can actually see electrolysis going on, which is the opposite process that works in a fuel cell. Basically, if you have a water, that's the molecule of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. If you input the electricity into the molecule of, or introduce the electricity into the molecule of water, the water molecule is actually split into the hydrogen and oxygen. You can now see that the bubbles are coming to two different tanks. One is being released as a hydrogen, the second is released as oxygen. If we turn this process, or this is the way how to generate the hydrogen, and if we turn the process, it's called utilization of the hydrogen in a fuel cell. And I can actually share a screen if I may. And let me see while you see it, Maxi.
Absolutely.
And basically, let me just show you this one really quick. Yep. So basically, this is our fuel cell stack, which is the specification, or it's called proton exchange membrane. So for those who are into the chemistry, let's dig a little bit more into the chemistry. We, and in our cars, and not just we, but also we can see those PEM fuel cell or PEM hydrogen fuel cells in the big cars, in the Toyotas and in the Hyundais, and then all the commercial vehicles and the trucks. It's utilization of PEM fuel cells. So the important thing to be said is that the students are actually working with the same technology that is used in the real world application. On one side, you can see that the hydrogen as a fuel, or hydrogen gas, is bring to the anode, and where hydrogen molecule, which is two red bubbles, are separated to the hydrogen proton, which is then transferred to the other side, and two electrons that are actually generating the electricity. On the other side, the electrons are then utilized or used with the hydrogen protons in the formation of the water. So from the overall reaction, you can see that from hydrogen and oxygen, the water is formed, and you can see that the electricity is generated. So with that being said, it's important to understand that hydrogen does not fuel the hydrogen cars, but electricity does. Therefore, the hydrogen cars are called FCEV, or abbreviated FCEV, which stands for fuel cell electric vehicles. So the important to know is that hydrogen cars are electric vehicles, as same as the batteries one, but the difference is that instead of putting the electricity in the direct form of electricity and storing it in the battery, you are actually pumping the hydrogen under the pressure into your hydrogen tank, then that is used then into the fuel cell, and that powers either the battery or the electric engine. And the importance here, if I stop sharing and we can take a look on the hydrogen car that Max is, yeah. So now we can see the fuel cell that is actually utilizing the hydrogen and utilizing, therefore it has the fans for utilizing the air or the oxygen from the air. This fuel cell is powering the battery, and actually the difference from the regular RC car is more than five times higher capacity, or 5 times extension of the range. Therefore, the students are able to race endurance races instead of 5 minutes, that is regular RC battery car racing. So they can race for 60, 50 minutes easily with 2 hydrogen tanks, which are just over there, as I can see. Max, if you can show us the hydro sticks. Yeah, so those little containers, or this little container, can actually store 10 liters of hydrogen. The important thing to be said is that it's not compressed container. It's unique technology that stores hydrogen in the safest way in the form of metal hydride. So it's in the solid form, and it provides you a sufficient amount of hydrogen gas on demand whenever you need it. From my point, I think that's all that need to be said now, and I'm or not but we are
I
ready for the
will.
questions, I guess.
Absolutely. I mean, throughout this, again, if there are any questions, send it to us. I think we're going to be wrapping up right about now. But send your questions on through. You can send them directly to STEMfinity. You can send it to us, whether it is about renewable energy, about hydrogen. If you want to have a good chat because you're feeling lonely, quarantine is a bit boring. So come reach out to us. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts, as well as all of STEMfinity's accounts. And this has been a lot of fun. And definitely reach out to us. Renewable energy, it is the future. It's here now, and fuel cells and hydrogen is the future of clean energy, and especially in vehicles. So thank you all for joining us. Vensa and I had a great time. And if you have anything, like I said, reach out to us on social media, send us an email, and we'll be sure to get back to you. And just the last reminder is make sure to sign up in the link for your chance to win the DIY, so you can make your own fuel cell powered car, so you can then create the next new technology.